Weight Loss Warriors. I'm excited to share our new program, Focus on 5. Oh my gosh. We're not even going to talk about 2020. We were all there. We all experienced it. So there's no need to get into all that. And I may have shared before, I'm in healthcare. So you already know what kind of year I had, and that's why I've been away. But I'm back and I'm refocusing, and hopefully you're following me on the social channels, and you would have already gotten a little introduction to the new program, Focus on 5. So if you aren't following me on the channels, what's going on? How you doing? Reintroduce myself. But if not, hope you've hit subscribe here, and we're gonna get through this new stuff together. And I'm really excited about the new program. It has 5 fundamentals to it, and we'll just do a brief overview today, and we'll get into more details in the coming weeks. The first fundamental of Focus on 5 relates to gratitude. We ask that you spend 5 minutes each day focused on gratitude, even before you get out the bed. You know, if you're like me, you're probably hitting that snooze button and getting a few more minutes of trying to wake up before you start your day. That's a perfect time to start reflecting on the things that you are grateful for. Obviously, we have so many things to be blessed in and for, and maybe even more so than we realize, no matter how bad things can be. So starting your day spending 5 minutes focused in gratitude will really set the tone for any challenges you face that day. If we've learned nothing else from 2020, I think it is in ways to be more grateful. So what a great way to start off your journey for the day. Um, the second fundamental, for those of you that are looking to lose weight, set a goal to aim to lose 5% of your body weight. Um, if you have a large, lofty goal to say losing 100 pounds or even 75 pounds, it can be very daunting to focus on such a larger number. But if you break it down in something smaller like 5%, and a lot of times I'll tell you even 10%, even smaller, if you just focus on 5%, it seems much doable, much more doable. If you, instead of looking at maybe 100 pounds, if you only had to look at 10 pounds, that seems, something that you really feel is achievable. So look to do 5% of your body weight. The third fundamental is to change 5 behaviors. Now, this one might take a lot of work depending on what it is that you struggle with. For me, one of the behaviors that I'm working on is drinking 64 ounces of water every day. That's definitely been a challenge for me ever since my weight loss surgery in 2013. So that's one of the things that I'm focusing on. But it could be anything. It doesn't have to be weight loss related. Perhaps you want to give up drinking pop every day. Perhaps you need to cut back on the amount of caffeine or caffeine in general. Maybe you're struggling with smoking. Maybe you need to floss more. Maybe you need to start flossing. I mean, it could be anything that's going to improve your overall lifestyle and your livelihood. So 5 behaviors. Start working and start thinking about what you might want to work on for that. The fourth fundamental is getting 5 days of fitness. Now, that one, if you haven't worked out in a while, if you haven't moved really in a while, that might take a little bit of time to work up to. maybe you start off, if you haven't been exercising, maybe you start off with 5 minutes a day. Maybe it's walking around the block. Maybe it's taking 5 minutes and marching in place during a commercial break, or some identified time of 5 minutes. Maybe you combine the 5 minutes of gratitude with 5 minutes of walking in place. You've knocked out two fundamentals right there. Um, if you're working out 2 days a week, maybe you bump it up to 3 and then work your way up to the 5. Whatever you do, just get moving. It might be some crunches. Whatever you do, just start moving. Finally, the last fundamental of the program is to recognize 5 achievements for the day. If you're like me and you have, every time I go to work, I have this whole list of things that I want to get accomplished that day. And a lot of times it doesn't work out that way. And as a rule, I will write down other things that come up during the day. So at the end of the day, I can look back and say, okay, maybe I didn't do these 10 things, but I did these other 5 things. So it doesn't feel, again, daunting. It doesn't feel as daunting when you can look at what you have accomplished instead of focusing on what you haven't. Change that negative into a positive. And that could be at your home too. If you had a goal of cleaning out the closet, but instead you organize your fridge, bonus. There's a accomplishment that you've gotten done. And you might even find out that there are areas and home in particular that you might be able to get some assistance around the house from your loved ones, so that you can focus on some of those other behaviors and gratitudes and things of that nature. So that's it. That's the program in a nutshell. Focus on 5. Like I said, we're covering these things on the social media channel, so make sure you're following so that we can all work through this together and help improve our lives. So we'll be talking soon. Take care.